Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today we're going to be talking about Licia. Lisa? Licia? The vampire soldier chick. Okay. I don't exactly... red, white, black. What is that? Mardu, I think? I don't know. Here again, I didn't get a Mardu crayon in my box of Crayola, so I don't know what it's called. Anyway, she's not really a whole lot about vampires. She's a lot about life gain. I love that 4/4 first strike life link. That's pretty cool. And you can pay 5 life to get 3 counters on it. You can only do it once per your turn, which is sad that she doesn't have blue in her to take a whole bunch of turns, but I guess they probably thought that one out. Anyway, so here the idea was, obviously, the first place you jump to is life gain. So that's kind of what I did. It kind of leans a little heavier to white than black, and wasn't really beholden to any of the vampire synergies or whatever. So here we go. We've got just a little bit of ramp. It's not really ramp, more so as color fixing. Pretty much the standard guild stuff. I mean, our general does cost 8, but it doesn't cost 8 at the same time. I have a pair of tutors and increasing and then diabolic. Now, I'm going through the spot removal stuff, or the stuff that's not part of the theme first, because I figure once I get on it, I'm going to be talking a while. Single target removal. You got to have it. You know, there are times when you just got to have it. And we're in the best 3 colors. So we've got Terminate and Swords, Utter End, Mortify, Unmake, Consuming Vapors, and, of course, the card that never supposed to be, Chaos Warp. Now, I did notice when I built this deck, by the way, I've just finished building it, so I have not had a chance to play it. We are a little creature light. So, and then I realized why. Divine Reckoning, Crux of Fate, Winds of Wrath. This is actually an all-star. Or I believe it will be. Extinguish All Hope, End Hostilities, Rout, and Necromantic Selection. A good chunk of this, obviously, as you can tell, was taken from C17. I've been picking up a couple extra decks here and there when I can find them. But now let's go with life gain. Okay? I included in life gain any creatures that may have had life link, because the whole purpose is to gain that life. Right? There, we still in focus. Blood Baron is kind of a natural fit. I like the Butcher of the Horde. You can sack another creature if you know that you're going to board wipe, or maybe if you have a random token or something. Ashes of the Abhorrent. I've looked and I don't actually believe we have any interaction whatsoever with the graveyard, so screw it. Nobody else should have it either. Now, Congregate is just bananas. Yeah, it's 4 mana, but at instant speed, you can gain a ton of life. Or you can force somebody else to gain a ton of life. Oh, where are you at? I didn't have it queued up. And this is why you may want somebody else to gain a lot of life in the event that, it puts them over the top or whatever. And this is an enchantment, so if shenanigans happen and it stays out multiple turns, generally after your first upkeep, people stop worrying about it because you've already done it once and it's not a big deal, and life gain's not really that dominant anyway. But the reason why I'm kind of leaning heavy toward the Axis is this guy right here. I love the Wall of Shards. 1/8 flying blocker for 2. And the downside is not a downside in our deck. Because let's face it, we're winning with commander damage. The object here is to play Licia, and every single turn we're going to put counters on her. She's going to get in there with like unblockable, or she's going to get more. Now, the beautiful part with the trading life thing is it counts as you gaining and them losing. Now, Stigma Lasher says they can't gain. So, I believe, if anybody's watching that's a judge, please comment and let me know. If you hit them with the Stigma Lasher, and they can't gain life, and then you trade life with them, I'm under the impression that we both remain at their life. I get their life, and they can't gain, so they stay at their life. That's my impression of how it's working with Stigma Lasher out and trading lives. IDK. Y'all let me know. Now, I've got the big one-shot here. It can be a finishing spell late enough, but it's just a whole bunch of damage and a whole bunch of life. I mean, at 7 mana, back in the day, we had, what was that, 10 mana wind that cost 9, or 10 damage wind that cost like 8 or 9. You know, you're getting life out of this. 3 specific is a little much, but I don't think we got a problem with that. Debt to the Deathless. It's bonkers, man. I mean, this is a late game, I'm going to gain a ton of life card. Whoa. Got to have our True Conviction, because, you know, it combos well with creatures. Sanguine Bond. We're going to be gaining a lot of life. We might as well have people lose that. And I do not have the other half of the broken combo in here. Blind Obedience helps out, and it extorts. Maybe it's just me. It's hard for me to be responsible with a card with extort, because as soon as I have something with extort on the board, immediately my mind adds 1 mana to every spell I cast. Path of Bravery, you know, might as well. The old school multiplayer life gain card, the very first one, Siphon Soul, is about it. Bigger the game, the more your return. Gifted Aetherborn is a non-flying Nighthawk, obviously, but he is kind of strong. Then we've got Suture Priest, Tide Drinker Extort again, Bishop Soldier, and of course the Soul Sisters. Now, I count the hammer as life gain because, let's face it, you land the hammer and it gets redonkulous quick. It also works toward our, general win. Now, because we do have some board wipes and, other people have board wipes, hey, every time something dies, I'm going to gain a life. Spells deal damage to me, or abilities. See, what I tried to do here is I tried to use all of the lands I could that said damage. Not pay life, but like damage. Because that way, if you, it's kind of like the old Taminoa thing that we used to do way back in the day. If you can tap for a dual land and its drawback is gain 1 life, pretty sweet. Got ourselves a Vein Drinker. I mean, it is... I probably should have put this with single target removal, because that's exactly what it is. You have the 6 mana investment, and then from then on, as long as she's alive, you can pick off their small junk. Pariah, I don't really know why. It seemed to fit. I might find something with it. I don't know. Ajani's Pride Mate is kind of a natural inclusion here because of the... life gain. Well, Lost Dreams. X cards, man. That's pretty sweet. Okay, now, here's the fun stuff that I we're gaining life. We might as well be playing with Stormherd. I mean, and it's dumb. I get it, and I love it. Oh my gosh, there's nothing like a million Pegasi on the board. Philidar Sovereign, you're never going to get there, but it's fun. And, in a long shot, you just might. Sarah Avatar, another one of those cards that it doesn't life gain, but it does benefit from the life gain. Now, granted, it doesn't have crazy abilities. It doesn't fly. It doesn't trample. Maybe, it's lucky enough to find a Warhammer along the way. But it is a big dumb monster. 7 mana is going to... Believe it or not, folks, when this card came out in like the Urza block, this was a $20 standard card. You couldn't get enough. I mean, nobody had them. Okay, now for the good stuff. Get the air out of this. I found Personal Sanctuary. And Personal Sanctuary is one of those things that I don't know that I've ever played it, simply because I can't find a place where it fits. And yeah, it does the Painland thing too, whatever. That's not enough to dedicate 3 mana and a card slot. It really isn't. So I've been looking to use Personal Sanctuary, and I came across it, and I'm sorting cards. I'm constantly sorting cards. I've got piles out here for each set to be put back in the set binder. And my Betrayers pile was right here in front. And I saw this guy on top of it. Random luck. And I went, wow. So if I tap him on my turn, my life doesn't half, but everybody else's does. This is pretty sweet. So I immediately threw him in a sleeve. He's got a spot. But yeah, there's a chance you're not going to have the whole, life total can't move thing. I thought about the Empyrean. That seemed like an awful lot of work. And I didn't want the Empyrean because, let's face it, we're trying to gain a ton of life. But then I was like, what can we do to make Hidetsugu better? And most of the time when you play Hidetsugu, it's in 1 or 2 colors, and it's just a race. You're just going to do more damage than they're going to do, and he gets you there quicker. But what if he didn't have to? So I looked up his wording on the Gatherer, and it is still, he does work exactly like he is printed. He deals the damage. So my mind went to Spirit Link. Yeah, that's pretty disgusting. And because there are so many versions of the Spirit Link. Now, keep in mind, there is a difference in the Spirit Link type effect and Life Link. Life Link does not stack. The wording on Spirit Link does. And I've got like 4 or 5 copies to make sure that you get one. The tutors are, of course, in there just to go get Hidetsugu. Because, oh my gosh, you can tap him and gain hundreds of life. Stormherd. Yes! Anyway, that's what I've got for Licia. I do appreciate you watching. Y'all let me know what you think. But right now, it's time to shuffle and cut.